Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? Wait for y'all to get up in here, man. Talk about some heavyweight stuff. Waiting for my son's game to start at these basketball games. Man, a lot going on, man. Daniel Dubois, see Dubois and Joyce is all set. That's set and ready to go. I see Joseph Parker is fighting Shondell Winters at the end of the month. Get my opinion on that. Trap House Boxing was good, man. Uh, You got what? Dubois, Joyce. You got Parker versus Shondell Winters. Oh, you got Marit Gassiev taking on Jerry Forrest. Yo, Gassiev ain't he didn't fight all year, man. Jerry Forrest not gonna be some easy pushover. I know some people may look at Jerry Forrest, say, who the hell is Jerry Forrest? You know, they may go to BoxRec, look at all his losses. He only lost 3 times. He lost to Washington, Hunter, and then he dropped one to Jermaine Franklin, where a lot of people thought that he could have won that fight. I think that was a split decision loss. Forrest is a little tricky southpaw. He's not a huge heavyweight as far as his height. Blackout was good. Chris S was good, y'all. You know, so that's gonna be a good matchup right there. Then obviously you got everything going on right now with Fury and Wilder, man. So I'm gonna touch on those topics. Lewis Hinton was good, man. Definitely want to touch on all that. Trap House. I looked on BoxRec, man, and that Gassia versus Ford is supposed to take place the same day as Parker uh, Winters. I want to say, damn man, I want to say February 29th. I want to say it's at the end of the month. It's going to be on that the same card that Parker's on. I think Parker's on what that Vargas Garcia or something like that. I think he on that card. Sheldon Holmes he says good morning, Mr. Boxer Day and chat was good, man. All right, so let me just go ahead and just send it. Let me go ahead and just start it, man. First of all, with Shondell Winters and Parker, look, you guys got to remember, man. Devin Sinclair was good. James Daggs was good. You guys got to remember with Parker. Now, do I want to see him fight Shondell Winters? Am I clamoring for that? Was that one of the opponents I was thinking of? No. But you guys remember I did a video of about a month or so ago when Parker's team, his manager came out and said that indeed, Lamami 100, rest in peace to the Black Mamba, man. My son actually wears number 8 on his team. He plays, it's my youngest son. He plays 9U, 9 and under. They're 6-0. He averages close, almost 20 points a game, like 19 point something. But he wears number 8 though. Yeah, rest in peace, Kobe, man. But where was I? Oh yeah, did I want it to be Shondell Winters? No, but I did say DB, what's up? But I did say when his team came out and said they're trying to get Joseph in the ring a minimum of 3 times this year, Expert Genius was good. Did I think it was going to be Derek Chisora, Usyk, and then it went out of Wilder Fury type matches? No, I knew it was going to be. I said 2, and I hate saying stay busy, but 2 stay busy-ish type of fights, and then after that they'll try to get Usyk at the end of the year. That's what I thought. All right, so Shondell Winters, I forgot who he fought in his last fight, but I do recall him. He's the guy that upset Alexander Teslenko. You guys know who the hell is Alexander Teslenko? He was an undefeated prospect. Um, I believe Teslenko was from the Ukraine, but then he moved his career to Canada. He was undefeated. One of the guys that I was keeping track of, I think he was like 14 or 15-0 at the time that Winters beat him. All right, so he's riding high off of that. He's close to 40 years old, doesn't have a lot of wear and tear. He isn't a 40-year-old that has 60 fights and 42 losses with 7 wins, been knocked out 18 times. It's not that. You know what I mean? So I think he's tricky enough, right? He's tricky enough, but Parker has a better pedigree. I think he's just a better overall fighter. He's fresher, younger, and he should be hungrier. Because he's been here in the States a few times now, man, and he's taken on Shondell Winters and who was the other fight he had up here? He had a fight in Rhode Island. I can't remember right now off the top of my head. I forgot who exactly he fought, man. But I was expecting one of these type of fights. But Winters has a possibility for the upset card, all right? So don't be surprised if Parker has to go some rounds with Winters before he gets him out of there or if he has to scrape to some type of win, all right? But I expect him to win this fight. All right, Chris S. was good. Devin Sinclair was good. All right, so talked about Parker Winters. Again, it's not a fight that I wanted, but when I heard his team say they want him in the ring 3 times this year, I knew we'll at least have 2 of these type of fights, all right? So I got Parker Winters out the way. Oh, yeah, Gassiev versus Jerry Forrest. Chef Boyardee, salute, bro. Chris says. Um, Look, Gassiev didn't fight all last year. Last time we seen Gassiev in the ring, I believe it was, yeah, the fight that he had with Usyk for undisputed at cruiserweight. All right, Stormy B was good, bro. Um, so we ain't seen Gassiev shit since 2018. You know what I mean? He's supposed to make his appearance last year against my man's what's my man's name? Joey Dueco. And even that was gonna be a tough one. Look, some of these guys are trying to pit him against right when he comes right into heavyweight. You might look at their name and you may say, oh, they lost to so and so. He lost to this guy, he lost to that guy, he lost. But there's styles make fights. There's still tough matchups and something you have to deal with. You know what I mean? Fights aren't just won and lost on paper. You have to deal with it. Jerry Forrest is a tricky southpaw, man. He's fought 5 or 6 times last year. I thought he could have got the win over my man Jermaine Franklin. It was a good back and forth fight. He's southpaw. He can mix it up. He likes to work in the left hand. He likes to scrap and claw. He'll hold with his right hand, hit with his left hand. Quick hands, experience, been in a lot of camps. Um, Again, I believe his only knockout loss was to Gerald Washington when Gerald actually sat down on a big punch and got him out of there. But he went tooth and nail with like I said, Jermaine Franklin and the Michael Hunter fight. I didn't see that fight, but it did go to decision. All right. Then he's beaten guys like who did he fight? Grover Young. I think he fought Grover Young like 4 times though, a journeyman fighter. But he's fought guys like Grover Young. He's beat guys like I'm trying to think of another journeyman. You know, journeyman level guys. Um, and there's a few other guys that I noticed on his resume. But not gonna be easy for Gassiev. Now Gassiev, he wants to put up the high guard, work the left hook. All right, that's the signature, that left hook. But the thing is with Gassiev, sometimes what got him in trouble with Usyk is he'll put up the high guard, and he has a tendency, and he'll get into the continuity of waiting for you to get off. Then he'll want to get his punches off. All right, and that's a good strategy for somebody who's going to stand right in front of you, or somebody you can pin up against the ropes, or somebody that's going uh, to be in agreement with a toll booth type of fight. And Jerry can move around. He's real crafty and sneaky, man. So I'm telling you, man, just don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if you see Jerry Forrest beats Gassiev. All right, I think it's gonna be a tough fight. I really do, just based on their styles, based on Gassiev's inactivity, and Forrest has been fighting a lot, a lot. He fought, like I said, I think 5 times last year. You know what I mean? And he's gonna come to win. He's not coming to be an opponent, man. This dude's coming to win. He thought a lot of us thought he beat Jermaine Franklin, and that was a good little back and forth scrap. All right. So I talked about that. I'm at a basketball game, y'all, so it's a lot of people out here, a lot of parents. Um, Let me see. So I talked about Winters, Parker, Gassio, Forrest. Oh, yeah, yes, I did see Dillian White and Ruiz going back and forth, both claiming each other, ducked each other, and all this and that, man. The Beyonder was good. Matthew Valentine was good. I'm not Rick Royale was good. Not Roger, I mean, was good. Both of those dudes need to just, be quiet, man. Because uh, you know what I mean? Hey, hey, what's up? Hey, y'all, give me 1 second. Give me one second. All right, y'all. My bad, man. I was talking to another coach. Um, damn, where was I at, y'all? Y'all know where I was at last? Talked about Parker, Winters, Gassiev, Forrest. Oh, yeah, Ruiz and Dillian White, man. Woolbag was good, bro. Jupiter B, salute. Just K was good. Um, yeah, man. They both. I ain't trying to hear from none of them, man. Ruiz, I've done an interview with Ruiz. I respect Ruiz. I respect his win June 1st. You guys, I've been saying for years, for about damn near 10 years on here, 9, 8 years, that he has some of the fastest hands in the division, so on and so forth. But I'm not sure if he's a Fashion Nova model or if he's still fighting at heavyweight, man. I'm really not sure with him. I know he's trying to, what they saying with Teddy Atlas. I know he wants that boot camp type of mentality. If you bring Atlas on, Atlas is real good at getting to his fighters mentally, and likes to play those psychological type of games in the corner, and that's all good, man. But just get in the ring. I'm not taking nobody's side in this. What I don't even care. Dillian White, you came in extremely out of your career high. Your last fight against Marius Wack, you eked out a decision. You didn't lose. You could have lost. You know what I mean? But until I see y'all both in shape, ready to go, I ain't trying to hear nobody's ducking each other. You know what? Both of y'all ducking each other. The hell with it. But I'm not trying for either you dudes about somebody's ducking you. Like, I don't think nobody out there fearful of Andy Ruiz, especially the Ruiz how vulnerable he looked in his last fight. And Dillian White, coming off your glove, that glove controversy with Revis and the B sample and all that. I know with Mr. Boxing, they said he was cleared. Sure. All right, so I'm not trying to hear none of that. Do I want to see both these guys fight? Of course, I want to see Ruiz and Dillian White fight each other or some other top opposition. And you guys already know how I feel about Dillian White. I'm clamoring for him to get his WBC title shot. You know what I mean? So, because I want it to be against Wilder. So hopefully Wilder take care of Fury, because I want to see Wilder versus White. I really want to see that. All right. So that's my issue on that between them. That's what I can think of right now when it comes to White and Ruiz. Just not trying to hear it. Just tell me when you're in shape. You know what I mean? Um, Bam. Dubois versus Joyce. Man, that's what. Hey, real talk. The Wilder and Fury fight coming up, obviously. But what really got me excited yesterday, man, was watching Joyce versus Dubois. Telling y'all, man, I wish my man BC was up in here. I don't think BC is in here, but I was telling BC like a couple years ago, man. He kept saying, because I would say, hey, I want to see, I'll have undefeated prospects that I would want to see fight. And BC was like, nah, Mr. Box, I know that's what you want, that's what the fans want, but they don't do it like that. Bro, we're getting more and more of those fights, man. We're starting to get more and more of those. When I heard them talk about it, they're talking about when Lennox fought Mason, and I'm thinking like, we ain't got to go that far back. We can just go back to they're talking about UK heavyweight prospect getting it on. It's like shit. Dubois just fought Gorman. What, last year? They were undefeated. Dillian White and Anthony Joshua had to get it on when they were undefeated. I like these type of fights, man, because it doesn't necessarily ruin the other fighter's career. You just have to climb back up the ladder. Look at Martin Bakoli Lunga when he lost to Michael Hunter. He's came back and had some good victory. I believe he stopped Marius Wack, right, and picked up like another victory. Doesn't mean your career is over, but you got to get right back up in there, though. You know what I mean? But this right here, though, man, and Dubois is a lot younger than my man's Joe Joyce. He's a lot younger. Um, and I guess they sparred about 5, 6 years ago, whatever the case may be. Dubois was like 17 or 18, and even 5, 6 years ago, whenever it is they sparred, Joe Joyce was still a grown man then. Because I think he's like 34, 35 or something like that, somewhere around there. So he was what, 28, 29 when he sparred him. So he had his grown man strength then. So who do you think got better in the last 5 years? Somebody that's 29 to however old he was, his late 20s to his early 30s, or somebody that was literally a teenager going into their early 20s. I'm picking a young kid, man. And he's now, when I break down just styles, and I seen somebody left it in here. Uh, God of War said you want to call Joyce a prospect, but I'm just talking about as far as your level of fights. I know he's in his 30s, Olympic pedigree. He's beaten guys like Jennings, Stavern, long in the tooth, washed a little bit of Stavern, but he still got rid of him. So I get what you're trying to say, but I'm talking about like level of fights, all right? But when I think of the styles, though, man, I know he's durable. I know he likes to come forward, but he's just he's just so hittable, man. Like, damn, Joe Joyce is just so hittable. You can literally, and he's one of them dudes. I've said this before. He's one of them dudes. You can be in the You could be sitting in the stands right at the top row in the nosebleed section. You could literally throw a bottle in the ring, and I guarantee you, I put money on it somehow, some way, that bottle is going to hit Joe Joyce. He's just hittable. He's durable. He's strong. He has a lot of experience with sparring and international tournaments, but he's just too hittable, man. And I think his plan is to huff and bluff and blow the house down on Dubois. I think he'll try to come forward and just overwhelm him with pressure and try to pressure bust pipes type thing. But yeah, man. But that sounds good. But what he's saying is, in essence, he's going to try to walk down a fellow puncher. Dubois isn't some boxer mover. This, you're not fighting Michael Spinks or Chris Bird or, you know what I mean? You fight somebody trying to knock your damn head off, and your plan is to walk them down, and I'm gonna take yours and land mines. It's gonna be exciting while it lasts, because if that does happen, he's gonna be getting clocked. Joyce gonna be getting clocked. Now, technically, I think he can throw double jabs, try to push him back with double jabs, and land big right hands. Now, Dubois isn't Pernell Whitaker, okay? But when it comes to between them two and their defenses, I think Dubois has a better defense. I think he's a much smoother fighter. Um, he can get the offense, the defense much more fluidly, in my opinion. He can roll and duck and counter shots a lot better. Joyce, man, I've seen this dude I've seen clips of him training, doing backflips and running the 40 and the pressive times and all that. You would think he would be a little bit more agile, more fluid with it, but he's just so upright. And I know people say, "Oh, but I watched him shadow box." Yeah, but he don't fight how he shadow boxes or does any of those agility drills that I see. He comes in there just to come forward and huff and puff and blow the house down. He can move a little bit, but his bread and butter is coming forward, man. And I just don't see you walking down a puncher with no head movement at all. I think this may be one of them fights, man. This may be like a short 4 or 5 round slugfest. That's what I'm going on. I think Dubois has a pretty good jab. Sometimes he could be predictable at times, but he showed me that he can think in the ring too. Because against Johnson, right, the Kevin Johnson fight, probably not his most impressive win, but it's the most noticeable win in my opinion. I'm not talking about the. I knew he was going to knock out a Fujimoto. I know he's going to take care of business against those guys. All right, but my thing is the fights where you can't hit and go straight. In the Johnson fight, he came out there to huff and puff and blow the house down, right? The first round. Johnson went against the ropes, did his watered down version of James Toney, making him slip, roll, miss, trying to counter, getting hit with some, holding, put all that type of stuff. And Dubois just kind of went, you know what? I can't get him out of there. I'm gonna hit him with some force, but I'm gonna just throw my jab, work combinations, outpoint this guy. You know what I mean? Show me that he can think. And he kind of put away, I'm gonna try to just knock you out and look sloppy and miss and all that. And he kind of just reset, worked his jab, got him up out of there. And Kevin Johnson is hard to stop. I know that Patar Malas got a stoppage over. I think it was a cut, and we know what Anthony Joshua did to Kevin Johnson. But Kevin Johnson isn't just easy to stop now. I know he's long in the tooth, but he's not easy. My man Brooklyn Child up in here. Brooklyn Child boxing was good, bro. Um, what else? I think somebody mentioned, yeah, Dubois has better footwork. He's just a better all around. He's much more fluid to me, man. But Joyce has shown that just because you're much more fluid than him, don't mean you're always going to beat him. But I just don't see how you just walk down a puncher with that style. I can see if he has some head move. Now, it's one thing if it's like a Joe Frazier type trying to walk you down because he got the constant head movement. He has a high motor. He can switch angles and work. This is just straight down the line, standing up tall, right in line for straight right hands, left hooks coming forward right at you. Nah, I see Joyce getting knocked out. I did like the presser. What's my man name? Sam Jones. He was talking more shit than he was trash talking more than his fighter. You know what I mean? And that's probably his job to do the business stuff and try to light a fire under the opponent. He kept telling Frank Warren and Dubois on their side that he's not ready. Y'all putting him in here too early. Once he gets beat, y'all gonna be saying, "Oh man, we shouldn't have put him in there that early," so on and so forth. But nah, I think that's just jargon. I think he's just talking, trying to just talk up some stuff. Dubois is more than ready. You know what I mean? And Dubois also shown in the fight with was it Richard Larte when he got hit with a left hand. Dubois isn't. He got caught with a hook against Larte, then he went back and reset. So I like the way the young man thinks. He isn't in there just turning off the brain and just throwing punches. He's actually thinking in there, okay, I got caught, let me move back. Okay, I can't get this guy out of there, let me reset. He knows when to reset now. Joyce can probably catch him off guard when he's trying to reset. Look for those keys and signs and when you see a guy trying to reset. Um, and I heard Ben Davison talking about this about Fury. I was watching the Fury. I've been watching a lot of the BT sports stuff with Fury and Wilder, and a lot of us know this already, ready to watch boxing. But you can tell when guys are trying to reset. Wilder does it, as Davison pointed out, he kind of jumps up and down 2 or 3 times, and then he'll settle back down. Evander used to do that same thing Wilder does too, where he'll punch, punch, punch. But man, Stormy B Man's in here. Stormy was a big Evander fan. He'll tell you, Evander would kind of bounce, 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 stop, and then reset again. Bounce, bounce. Some guys have little things like that. I think Dubois things when he gets caught or he's not able to get you out here, Miss Boxing was good. He'll kind of step back, put the guards up, and he'll reset. So maybe Joyce can see that and won't let him get a chance to reset. All right. Gonna have to make that young man go backwards, but him coming forward, you're gonna try to find a way to make him go backwards. My thing is probably use the jab, work the body, and catch him when he's trying. Watch those signs when he's trying to reset. All right. That's pretty much it on that fight, man. Dubois, Joyce, that's my opinion on that. Then I'm gonna go quickly over Wilder, Fury. Man, I mean, yo, watch out for a collab between me and Stormy B Man. It's gonna be on his channel, Stormy B Man. We gonna go live that morning of the fight. All right, but just looking at interviews that I've seen, I mean, we've broken this fight down so many times, man. So I'm not gonna really go deep into that fight right now. But I will say that I'm waiting for this interview. I believe it's either Sky or it's no, maybe it's BT Sports. But they got this interview. I seen a clip of it on my man Reggie Owens' Box Conversation on his channel. I believe he's the one that had the little clip of it. I think it was him. But of John Fury and was it John Fury and David Haye going at it? Now they've been going back and forth since Tyson Fury was supposed to fight David Haye, so there's no love lost between those two. All right, but they had them in studio together, and we know John Fury's for his son. Now I see where Tyson. I've been seeing it, but Tyson Fury is like a carbon copy of his dad, man. Just the way they look, the way they talk, the confidence. He might be even more he might be even more confident than his son, and that's scary. But you gotta love that, man. I love that type of father-son bond, man. You know what I mean? Where it doesn't matter what me and you think. That man's father think he's the best. You know what I mean? And then he even was, he's kind of downplaying Wilder, saying that, if that was Riddick Bowe or Lennox Lewis or Evander Holyfield or Mike Tyson in there fighting Tyson Fury in December 2018, that they would have stopped Tyson in 2 rounds. You know what I mean? It's kind of ironic that Deontay's being compared to one of the hardest punchers in the history of the heavyweight division. And he did knock him down, you know what I mean? Some people feel as if he knocked him out in the 12th, you know what I mean? But I can't wait to see that whole thing between Haye and John Fury. From the last I checked, it hasn't gone up yet. All right, PC Jacob was good. He says the full debate comes out in 6 hours on BT Sports. I'm going to definitely catch that one. Layden Evelyn, he says it's on BT Sports YouTube. Later, it was good. Okay, Stormy, so you seen that, huh? When Evander used to always do that, man. Whenever Evander would try to reset, he'll bounce up and down, kind of pound his 2 gloves together, then he'll get back in there. A lot of guys, as Ben Davison counted, or as Ben Davison pointed out, haplotype was good, bro. He'll kind of, wipe the nose and tip the hat. I call it tip the hat. I got that from Bernard Hopkins years ago. But Bernard, when he used to set up his jabs, he'll tip his hat, meaning he'll kind of use the glove to hit his forehead. And right when he hits his forehead, he'll pop a jab out real quick. Some fighters say that some fighters get that from a lot of sparring, and they're so used to fixing their headgear, they kind of just, when they're in fights, even though the headgear's not on, just that repetition and that just muscle memory always touching your face. But some guys do it for different reasons. It could be for that, but it could just be for the reset or give a guy a different look with your shoulders and your movement, whatever it is. But we've been seeing it for forever. All right. I can't read everybody, man. This game's about to start. Let me see what's up in here. Hypno Fist, I ain't never seen you up in here, bro, but salute to you. Yeah, and I know that the Fury family, bare knuckle. I know they come from a fighting family, you know what I mean? So I'm not saying that I'm not privy to John Fury. I'm just saying it's just refreshing to hear him again because I haven't heard from John. Well, I haven't been looking for his interviews either, but I haven't really he hasn't been on the main stage talking in a while, at least in my opinion. I know he came out and said something about his son and preparation for the Schwartz fight. But I'm saying me personally, I haven't been looking for his interviews, so just to see him and hear him was kind of refreshing. You know what I mean? But yeah, I know all about the Fury family though. Man, I ain't gonna be able to read y'all's comments. I want to say what's up. Michael Johnson was good. Say what's up to Miss Boxing. Crazy D3. All right, y'all. I'm gonna be on a little bit later, man. But I'm about to go check these games out. But until next time, man, we're gonna be back talking about some heavyweight stuff. I know there's a lot of stuff that's been going on that I didn't cover, but if you joining me late, if you're joining me right now, I did talk about Shondell Winters versus Joseph Parker. Talked about Gassiev versus Jerry Forrest. Spoke about Ruiz and Ruiz and White going back and forth, and spoke about Dubois versus Joyce. And I just spoke briefly on. I really didn't even touch Wilder Fury. Just talked about the John Fury and David Haye thing. All right, but till next time, man. Y'all be easy. I'm gone.